Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Friday Night Hangout brought to you by the Craft Beer Nation. It is February 2017. We got 14 days of freedom left. Just
the countdown.
I'm just serious. Yeah, Friday Night Hangout, you already know what it is. We're just going to talk about beer and whatever else. I'm joined by three gentlemen tonight. It could grow to four or Mo. We don't know. We'll see. Right. Freddie Rodriguez, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Just chilling, drinking. The usual.
What you drinking? With your wrinkled shirt?
Yeah, that's just great, man. And the great part is, like, this is how it is. It's supposed to look like this.
Flex those muscles, bro.
This was dry clean before. Anyway.
You came from the gym, though.
This is Central Waters Bourbon Barrel Aged Stout.
Is it delicious?
It is, but it has the body of I don't know,
a 12-year-old girl.
12-year-old.
Hell yeah, like a gymnast without the diesel legs.
Not Simone Biles.
Mm-hmm. It's real thin though. That's the only thing, but it's nice and sweet bourbon, like dark chocolate. That's nice. It's good.
Obviously, you're not wowed by that beer.
No. I mean, it's from what I hear about it, it's pretty good though. It's like, I think it's like readily available, like a shelfie beer.
Nah. It don't matter what you heard. It's about what you drink and what you tasting right now, homie.
I like it. It's good. It's just the body. That's what I'm saying. That's a wrap. Done.
Would you buy it again?
Well, I can't buy it, but if I had access to it, maybe I'd buy it. Yeah.
Good answer.
Fred,
I like that myself.
If you smack one more time.
How you drink, bro?
James.
I like that beer. Oh, sorry.
What's up?
Ara.
How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing all right. Happy that the weekend's here.
You don't want to know why. See that chin-up bar hasn't been with all the dust on it anymore, so you change the faces.
After the last hangout where I attempted to do one and couldn't even do like a quarter.
He was like, nope, not happening. What are you drinking, man?
I am drinking Pliny the Elder.
Look at you. West Coast classic.
Classic, yes. I think I'm pretty known for talking a little shit about it. But every once in a while, I like to try and test it again to see how I like it and see if my opinions change. And my opinion hasn't changed. It's a decent beer by almost anybody's opinion, but by no means are yeah. There's so much more that's better, I think, in my opinion. But yeah, I mean, drinking it, it's fine. Not much to say other than that.
I'm gonna say, and I, not that I'm mad at this, because I think there's room for everybody to exist, but I think that New England IPAs have I can still appreciate a good West Coast IPA. It still has its place, but my palate at this point has been like, my palate is all about that New England IPA at this point.
Well, it's different. It's drinkable. I mean, I've talked with friends, like, I love my West Coast IPAs. I think you know that, but it's hard to be new. And so New England is a whole different other facet. And I understand, like, ever since you and Freddie have sent me some stuff, I'm like, you know what? That's some good stuff. And finally, there's some local people who are making some wannabe New England style IPAs, and it's starting to get there, and man, I agree with you. I mean, it's something new. It's something new and different, and not just new and different for the sake of it. It's good. It's actually
right.
Really good.
I think the dope thing is it's not just like too many things nowadays are new, but just like something else. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I think like the New England IPA is completely different. It's completely different from the West Coast IPA, and also completely different from the East Coast, the traditional East Coast IPA, and even what some people would term now the Midwest IPA, right? Like the slipped my mind.
That's nice. I like that. That's one of my favorites.
I guess technically you could call Bell's a Two-Hearted, like a Midwest IPA, maybe.
A little surly.
Yeah. What about that? I think, are you talking about what's that? Nah, I want to say.
Oh, I love that one, Freddie.
Urban Chestnut.
Nah, it's they make you had it not too long ago. So Columbus Brewing.
Favorite.
Columbus is
Bodie.
Bodie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
kind of Midwest?
Yeah. But the thing is that the New England IPA is completely different from IPAs as we knew it. In fact, to the point where everybody thought it was a flawed beer, right? You brew a hazy beer, that means you lack skills. Well,
let me ask you something. So,
yeah.
As somebody who's a little on the outside of the New England, because West Coast is starting to try and do it, and we're still not there yet.
I got some bangers out there now.
No, I agree. There's some really good ones, but I'm curious because they're very juicy and to a certain extent, quite a few of them have that orange juice kind of character to it. Do you think you can pick them out in the lineup and really say which ones are different than the other? Because there's a couple that I've been told, I don't know, but I've been told that some of the monkish ones, people did blind taste test and they're like, you know what, these are very much similar to each other, and they just do different releases, different names, and some of them are actually very, very, very similar, and they can't quite tell the difference. So I'm curious if, for monkish and the people who got the hype, how much of it is hype and how much of it's actually, hey, this is a different New England style IPA.
You mean from brewery to brewery, or definitively just the same?
Just in general. I mean, just in general. Do you think that there's enough? Obviously, there's going to be differences, but do you think there's enough? If some of them who keep brewing at, say, Trillium, although I will say,
Trillium or Treehouse, you can tell difference between a Melcher Street and like a double dry hop Congress. They look different. They're both easy.
The ones you've sent me, I think I could say the same thing. I guess maybe I'm thinking about the breweries that aren't quite as well known.
Yeah. For sure. Still can, I think.
So I don't pretend to know anything about monkish and how they brew their beers, right? But I mean, and maybe I shouldn't have even mentioned monkish, but maybe it's the case that a lot of these breweries who are brewing the New England IPA, maybe they're just brewing the same beer but hopping it differently every single time. So if that be the case, I can see where things would start to kind of run together. That's very much possible, especially if you got this same. If you do that, there's a common theme between all these beers. But I think some breweries, and I'm gonna put on the Homer hat. Aslan, for example, they don't brew just the same recipe over and over with different hops. There are definitely variations in their malt bill from IPA to IPA.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say, let's say for example, Trillium. Congress Street definitely tastes different than Galaxy Dry Hop Fort Point. I mean, Galaxy Dry Hop or even regular Fort Point, which tastes different from Archaic, or the beer formerly known as Archaic, which tastes different from Vicinity.
Yeah.
I mean, I could taste differences between those beers for sure. If you go to Aslan, Double Orange Starfish does not taste like Stella Parallax, which does not taste like Master of Karate, which does not taste like Mind the Hot.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I don't know, maybe I could figure out the difference. I could taste the difference. But
you can taste it too, like you said, like it's from brewery to brewery too. You can tell the difference.
I think the problem we have out here is that there's not as many doing New England style IPAs yet, and the ones that are still learning, and the palates out here aren't educated enough about New England style. So I was just curious. You guys definitely have a lot more experience with New England styles out there, because I think you guys have breweries out there that are killing it with that style. And here we have a couple.
Cali's definitely catching up. Like I saw, was it Mumford? I think it is. Matt, have you heard
Mumford? Mumford's been doing that for the last 6 months.
Yeah, Mumford, Cellarmaker, Monkish, fucking who else? King's Brewing and Rancho Cucamonga.
You go up to P, what is it? What do they call it? PDX or whatever.
My
fucking Great Notion, smashing it right now.
Yeah, I think the only problem is they're running them in limited batches, so either they're super limited release in cans, and you can't get them unless you go to the brewery, or it's draft only. So that's why we haven't seen much. Anyways, sorry to derail. Matt, what are you drinking?
Oh, my time. JK, bro. I got a little
JK.
little super sap. First time having it.
Looks delicious.
I would love to tell you the date on it, but I got a lot. That's my date right there.
It's probably
That's my date.
I think it was like around Christmas, right after Christmas.
Close recent. I mean, yeah, it's 2 weeks old or so.
2 weeks old, yeah.
But first time having it. I'm not sure what I think of it yet. Even though I got maybe 4 ounces left.
Did you like sap originally?
I saw some trying to compare it to, but fuck, man, pardon my language, but I haven't had too much sap. It's hard to compare. So I guess going back to what we were talking about between different beers. Treehouses, man, it's tough to Julius to Green to King Julius to King JJJ Julius to. It's hard to differentiate beer to beer. It's really tough. I mean, especially when you're putting out. It's nothing like what a certain Virginia brewery would do with weekly releases, but I mean, putting out so many damn brewery beers, it's tough to differentiate between beer to beer.
Yeah.
But it's good, but.
There was one that you sent me recently, man. I can't remember what it was, but was it? Did you ever send me Doppelganger?
Yeah, I sent you Doppelganger.
Or did you send me Sap?
I sent you.
I can't
Doppelganger, Doppelganger, Sap, Triple Sap, Double Sap, Super Sap.
Now, Doppelganger was.
No, it wasn't.
Awesome.
It wasn't Doppelganger. It wasn't Doppelganger.
I sent you. I think I sent you Alter Ego. I sent you Doppelbanger. I sent you Green and Julius.
Yeah.
I don't think I sent you Sap.
So I whatever the last one I had, I'm trying to see if okay, no, it isn't. I want to say it was Doppelganger, or maybe it was Sap. I don't know.
No,
but
I think it was Sap. You told me about Sap recently.
Okay, Sap. So
I want to say, yeah.
There's a definite difference between Julius and Sap.
Excuse me. Yeah,
because Julius is straight Galaxy. It's straight pineapple mango all day. Sap was I can't even remember. I remember saying, "Damn, this is fire right here."
Yeah. But then you get Super Sap, you get regular Sap, you get Doppelganger, you get Doubleganger. It's just I don't know the differences between. Of course, I mean it's Imperials or double IPAs versus a regular, but man, it's.
Yeah, I don't think that we can expect
side by side. It's so hard to pick them apart and tell you what do I like about this one versus the other one, or what's different from this one versus the other one.
I don't think there's going to be much variation between Julius, King Julius, Julius, and King Julius. I think those beers are, for the most part, by and large, probably the same beer, just kind of bumped up every time, right? Yeah. Or bumped up in ABV and bumped up in hops. So that line is probably going to be similar as all get out. But when you start comparing Julius to Green, you don't think you can tell a difference between those two?
Absolutely. So I guess my thing is between their regular and their Imperial. I keep looking at it. I don't know why I keep focusing on this damn can, but I just keep looking at the label art. It's their regular versus Imperial. It's how much different is their Imperial versus a regular?
Knock my damn
I don't know. It's just tough to pick it apart.
Yeah,
but I mean that's just me. I don't know. Maybe
you're probably right though, because if it, like you said, if they're using it's a similar malt bill, and just added X amount of more hops and just really quadruple dry hopping it, it's probably like you said. Eventually, I think
is that what the difference is? Is difference between their super their double ganger? Is that
I don't know.
all
I mean, if they bump up they bump up the ABV, so they're gonna. It's gonna. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna be the same malt bill or just more of it. I don't know.
Got to definitely up the malt bill a little bit, just to make it an imperial. But
yeah, I would assume it's gotta be. I mean, I don't know because I know.
I don't think they release them as often, so you can't compare like a super sap versus regular sap. Julius,
it's at least not fresh.
Exactly. So you can't really compare it either. So you don't know what you're actually gonna get versus.
So double ganger to me was like almost I think completely different from doppelganger.
Mm-hmm.
Doppelganger was literally like, for me, I think doppelganger was like it's not one of my favorites from them. And I was just like, I'm like, it's good. It's not like crazy. And same thing for like alter ego, but doppelganger I thought was like incredible, man. But I think it's partly like we were saying earlier though, because like if you take a Julius, which is like at its time and it still is like it's a really good IPA, it's banging, it's like real juicy, and then you bump it up and you start getting to all these other crazy variants that are kind of similar, it's gonna be hard to differentiate. But I think like maybe doppelganger was already like subtle enough that when they bumped it up, you could tell the difference. You know what I mean?
So that was like my thing. Like I really enjoyed like the entire flagship, if you want to call it flagship lineup, with Green, Julius, Haze, Sap, and then you come up with all these new beers. But trying to compare like a Sap versus a Super Sap,
it's gonna be difficult.
Like
sure.
I haven't had a Julius in some time, but then you got King Julius, which is fucking off the charts, and then you come out with a Super Sap, it's like blow your mind, and then like double ganger is like now my favorite beer, but I'm only gonna have it 1 or 2 times a year, if that. And it's like, okay, what's the next one? And I get a regular Julius, I'm like, oh, this is the best thing ever.
Yeah.
And I get a green, same deal. It's hard to. It's too tough.
Yeah. So so the beer I'm drinking, man, I'm gonna go ahead and put this brewery in 5 breweries for me. It's a local joint. Well, local. They out of Richmond, but Triple Crossing.
Oh man.
It's Lockout, Battle Creek. Hyatt, have you had this?
I have not, but I have a few in the fridge. Not, but
Battle Creek.
No, the brewery.
Oh. Listen, man.
Dude, there's some sleepers in Virginia right now.
This beer tastes like somebody, those little orange, those little cuties or the clementines. Like somebody got a bunch of them joints and just like mashed them up. And you got like the juice from, my arms are ashy as hell. I'm gonna keep them down here. You got you got the juice. You got the juice from the oranges, right? And you also got like how like the orange skin has like the oils in the skin.
Yeah.
All that is mixing with the juice. And that's exactly what this beer is, man. Listen. I don't know if this Lockout series is a rotating series or not, but Battle Creek is fire, man. It's hazy, but it's not. It's like it's hazy. I mean, it's not like a Treehouse hazy or a Trillium hazy or Aslan hazy, but it's. I mean, man, shout out to my man Kale. Kale hooked me up with this. He had been pressing me like, yo, you drink the Lockout yet? I mean, that Battle Creek? You drink the Battle Creek? You drink the Battle Creek? And I just shot him a text message like, yo, this joint is busting. And he's like, why do you think I've been pressing you to drink it? So this was bottled on see, and this is right in my wheelhouse.
Nice bottle.
I mean, canned. This was canned. This was canned on December 9th.
Yeah.
Like this style of beer, I typically like it around like 4 or 5 weeks old. I'll drink them 2 weeks out, 2 weeks in, but I prefer them at like 4 weeks.
That's a problem.
5.
Oh, go ahead.
Huh?
Go ahead.
No, you gotta go. The gentleman from Virginia will like to yield the floor to the other gentleman from Virginia.
I could probably see your house from my house. That's the thing with like a lot of the breweries nowadays. Like they want to get their beer, goddamn beer, same thing. They want to get it out as soon as possible, as fresh as possible, but too soon is not always the best time. Like you don't want it to be super green. You want it to get a little aged in that can, aged in that vessel. Like you don't want it to be same day brew.
And that same thing happened. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say that might be a good difference. We were talking about differences between West Coast and New England style IPAs. Like West Coast, you want that to be as fresh as effing possible, whereas New England style and hazy stuff, where it's less about the bitterness or that New Zealand style hop, where you might need to age it for a little bit to mellow it out and get a different flavor to it. So yeah, I mean, just style I think is a good idea.
James, to that point, there are some New England IPAs that fall off fast. Like Heady falls off. Mm-hmm. Heady falls off relatively fast. Oh, yeah. I think Treehouse even has some IPAs that fall off kind of fast. But hey. Yeah, this right here is busting, man. I'm telling you, this.
I got a few from Triple Crossing in the fridge. I don't know if I'll break them out tonight, but
I haven't been disappointed with anything from Triple Crossing yet. I think they fly under the radar because
super bad. Like I've heard of them for I don't know how many years they've been open now, but like yeah, they do some decent IPAs, and then Vail comes out. It's like, oh yeah, they got these bomb ass IPAs from Richmond. But have you had these beers from Triple Crossing? Like they've been around for like how long now, and we haven't heard from them.
Right. See, the reason being Hyatt is because they're in Richmond. Everybody knows that the answer is putting out fire. Everybody knows that Vail is the Vail, right? Hardywood Park has a reputation, especially when it comes to stouts. So Richmond's beer scene is stupid right now.
So
and Triple Crossing is at that point where I mean they're making
each other, right?
Yeah. Almost all of them. I mean, Richmond isn't a big city at all. Sure. Like you could easily Uber around Richmond, like make it a day and just Uber from spot to spot and not have a
spot in Richmond in a day or two easily.
Yeah,
but
so I think they're just at that point where they're just kind of being overshadowed by some of the people around them, but yet they're making beer that's oftentimes better than some of their competitors around them. And also to go back to what I was saying earlier about the beer aging and stuff like that. Freddie, Never and Again, that was Trillium and
Monkish.
Trillium and Monkish. The mango IPA, they should brew that beer. Never. I haven't had it, but from what I hear, and also from Freddie, obviously I trust your opinion. They should never brew that beer again. And when it first came out, people were like, "Yo, this beer is disgusting." And the first thing everybody said was, "Yo, chill. You need to give it like 2 weeks, right?" So people gave the beer 2 weeks. It was disgusting. Yep. It was disgusting. I saw somebody pop one tonight on Instagram.
I still have the can.
That beer was brewed. Like in October or something like that. Like October or something. So you give it, 3 months, 2.5 months, and the beer is still not right. So obviously, it's known that for some of these beers, you have to age them for them to taste at their best, right? And not age like put them in this cellar, but age, give them like 3 weeks, because a beer can taste too green, right? We all know that we've had green beer before, but in my opinion, almost every, specifically, I'm only talking about the Northeast IPA. This is just relegated to that. Northeast IPAs, in my personal opinion, are best around 4 or 5 weeks.
Sure.
What?
So, Fred, are you still on your first beer?
Couple sips left, and I'm still on next one.
I know James isn't. I'm sure James got rid of that plenty.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I drank it all. I'm actually on my third because the second one I drained poured, and not necessarily because
let's call them out.
Yeah, not because it's bad. It's just I bought something that I shouldn't have per se. So the second one was the mint coffee milk stout from Stone.
So I didn't know they made that beer with mint in it.
It's a Southern California exclusive.
Oh, excuse me.
Whoa, Mr. Hoity Toity.
No. So the first one I had. So the first one I had was pretty good. It was I actually, I'm not a big mint guy, but it was pretty good. But this bottle, maybe because of the age, it's been a good, month or so since it was released. The peppermint came through like really, really hardcore, and I'm just not a fan of peppermint, so probably wasn't something I should have bought, but I just bought it just for the hell of it.
Fanboy.
Yeah.
just come on, man. Come on, be real.
I admit that shit. I'm a total Stone fanboy, although I have nothing really to talk about from Stone.
You have stock in them. Come on, be honest.
Yeah, he does.
He's Asian, bro. You already know. He's rich.
You got stock.
You know what? I've kept Enjoy by Afloat for years by myself. Although lately I've been kind of like, it's kind of like Pliny to me, honestly. Like, there's so much stuff that's better than Enjoy by now. Anyways, so I drain poured that just because that's not my thing. And so I moved on to 8 Maids of Milken from the brewery. It's a
fan of diabetes.
What's that?
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. It's a Belgian-style imperial milk stout. So, yeah, I mean, it's definitely got the Belgian quality to it. It's got that raisiny sweetness to it, which usually I'm not a fan of, but it just toes the line with the milk stout, and it's actually pretty good. I like it quite a bit. I've had it a couple times, but yeah.
Yeah.
Ben,
so
you're on.
I'd pass on that beer.
Benjamin.
Why would you pass on it? Oh, that milk. Yeah.
That lactose.
Yeah, the milk. Yeah.
This
is Randy. Both of these.
Understandable.
Both of these choices were because of you. We were talking about lactose intolerance, so both of these, if you notice, were both milk stouts. So I was like, you know what? I'll do some milk stouts.
I am drinking something that you can drink, Randy.
What are you drinking, Ben?
Why?
I have Modern Times special release Haunted Stars.
Yes.
My
I've
good
never
buddy
heard of
Mike out in the SD.
Holding out, huh? Okay. I like that.
Okay. He could have called me over. I live like 20 minutes away. He could have called me over. Yo, Randy.
I've asked you to hang out, Randy, and you've given me cold shoulder. So
when have you asked me to? No,
last Google Hangout.
Oh, that ended at 1 a.m. Weird.
Anyway,
that's cool. That's cool.
I got plenty of stuff here, Randy. I got plenty of stuff.
I don't recall you asking me to hang out and me giving you the. I wouldn't give you the cold shoulder.
My phone said
I want to check out water.
Oh, you talking about last Friday?
Not this Friday.
No, last Friday. What is Hyatt doing?
That's 0 text messages from Randy. Thanks. Or Ben saying, let's hang out.
You know what? We need to do a share.
Yeah.
In the meantime and in between time, Ben, talk about your beer a little bit. And also, Ben, hold on. I'm sorry, Ben, real quick. Anybody watching, if you would like to, if you would tweet us at Craft B Nation and you want to get in on the fun, we got room. You're more than welcome. You don't have to have met us before. We're equal opportunity fun lovers, equal opportunity beer drinkers. So if you're watching and you want to join in the hangout, tweet us at Craft B Nation and we'll shoot you a link to join in on the shenanigans. So that said, Ben, you have the floor.
You know that like bitterness that hits the back of your throat when you have like a really nice espresso shot?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I get from the back of this beer. It's really smooth and velvety, and the fruit notes are from kind of the same borderlines as I get from coffee. I don't know if it's a coffee derived flavor, but the rye shines in really well. It's awesome. If you get a chance, this beer is vegan, so you don't have any worries, Randy.
What is the beer called again?
I'm not a vegan. So.
Haunted Stars. Well, it's going to be lactose intolerant. So,
yeah.
The beer is lactose intolerant?
Hell yeah.
Well, yeah.
It's also pumpkin spice free. Is that what you're saying?
Says it's vegan. I don't know why, but apparently somebody got butt hurt or something. This beer is vegan.
These damn hipsters, man.
Anyway.
So is it delicious, Ben? Would you get it again?
Oh, absolutely. I haven't been disappointed. The one thing I was disappointed by was their saison. Just because I thought it was very kind of basic, big brand. Was
that Fortune Islands?
Basic bitch.
I think it was Fortunate Islands. Yeah, I just thought it was kind of boring.
I'm just not a saison fan, so I didn't really care for that. But almost everything else they've made, I love. And
IPAs have been killer. Yeah,
they're expanding like a mother effer. They're making 3 huge satellite locations now. They already have 2. They're making one in Anaheim, one in LA, and one in Encinitas. So I'm pretty excited for them.
I gotta say, like, what is this big trend with breweries like opening up inns and restaurants? And
I don't know if it's just a California thing, but California breweries are doing that for sure.
It's called many.
Man, it's called revenue generation, cash flow.
Well, I almost feel like the San Diego breweries, just because it's so effing saturated down in San Diego, they almost have to expand out just to get their shit later or other places.
Trillium just announced they're opening up a new brewery in Boston with a tap only 20-barrel system and a restaurant.
Did you say Boston?
No, Boston.
Oh, damn.
Almost.
It's like Trillium's coming to Arlington, Virginia.
I heard Aslan's coming to Orange County.
Hey, first of all, you can go F yourself for that. First of all,
you guys want all the.
We told you we were moving.
I know it's an embarrassment of riches, and they want more. You boy, this is like this is beer appropriation, not cultural appropriation, but beer appropriation. We can't have nothing.
I would love for Monkish, dude. I don't know. Monkish is in the treehouse. Let's be honest.
Beer appropriation.
No way.
Huh?
No way.
The lines?
Monkish.
People want anything, kid. Like
I
your car, your daughter, you name it for a can.
I say this every week or every time we have one of these hangouts, but I really need to give them another shot.
You do.
Like I need to get over my mental block of them.
You really should.
You should, man. You need to grow up. I'm just saying.
You're only doing yourself an injustice.
No, that's true. Well, here's the thing. I also don't have all effing day to sit there in stupid lines for stupid can releases.
Touche.
Well, I don't know. I seen somebody's Google Plus and do a lot of work from.
Touche.
Sometimes I'm like, I'm in the wrong.
But I'm in more Orange County. Like it's a drive, and these breweries don't artificially limit, their releases.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. There's been weeks I'm like, he's a liar because he works at a brewery. There has to be. There's no other way.
I did joke with Rip. I was like, hey, I do enough marketing for you guys. Like, you made a job or something.
Is that, can I be your brand ambassador?
No, here's the owner of Rip. And Matt, you don't know, but I'm usually at this brewery that's like about a mile from me on the beach called Rip Brewing. But the owner of one of the owners of Rip owns a marketing company, and I'm always like, "Hey, dude, like I'm from marketing. I'm doing marketing for you. Give me a job."
It's a good business to be in.
Huntington Beach, California. Are there many breweries? Are there many breweries in Huntington Beach?
No.
Officially, there's only 2 that are notable, in my opinion. There's 3. There's one called Four Sun, everybody loves, but no. But Beechwood's production facilities in Huntington, and then Rip is arguable. Like I think they're good. I don't know if they're like noteworthy enough. But yeah, they're
from what I can tell, Beechwood is pretty legit.
Yeah, Beechwood is pretty solid. I mean, from an outside perspective. Sorry.
Yeah, they are. to their production
me
facility.
and the wife went to Beechwood. It was actually one of the highlights of like San Francisco, not quite San Francisco, like San Diego. What the hell is that beach? It was like halfway between San Diego and San Diego.
What?
The Pacific
know.
Ocean.
San Diego.
San Francisco and San Diego.
That's like saying it's halfway between Boston and North Carolina.
No, get the fuck. I mean, how many breweries are notable that are in between that area though? Come on.
Like if you go to Alaska and you go down to Mexico.
No,
If you're on the West Coast, there's plenty, but if you're on the East, the East
no,
Coast,
I mean, me and wife stopped at Beechwood when we were out there in June, and it was actually like one of the notable ones that we actually went to. So,
did you go to the Long Beach or the Seal Beach location?
Yep.
All right.
Both actually.
The one that's right between Juneau and Baja, Mexico.
Washington and Mexico.
Understood.
It was
There
on
was
a
a
beach
down.
in California.
I'm looking it up now, so
Right.
you guys can keep fucking bantering me.
Have you guys heard of this brewery called Scratch out in the middle of nowhere?
I've heard of Scratch before.
Apparently they make crazy sours. I've never seen their stuff before.
I've only heard them. I don't know anything about them. Where are they?
They're in Missouri. They're in between Missouri and Wisconsin.
Stock
Gross.
projects, Missouri, isn't it?
Did you say they're in between Missouri and Wisconsin?
I don't know anything about geography.
Tonight with geography, boy.
I know y'all
Awesome.
geography game sucks tonight.
Craft geography nation.
It's like if you go to Missouri, you drive 5 hours north,
Ava, Illinois.
7 hours west.
It's somewhere in
Ava,
the
Illinois.
drive this far?
Dear diary, I drove
Here we
so
go.
far today.
Here we go.
Iowa, somewhere out there.
Yeah, so basically you drive to Missouri from Chicago all the way down and just
You
run
take
into the small town.
left.
There it is.
And fixes up.
So here's the thing: like I feel like they're like.
So James,
I don't want to label
Randy, I'm talking. Randy, I'm
Clear.
talking.
clearly.
I'm just kidding. just a second record straight. Beechwood, 210 East 3rd Street, Long Beach, CA.
Okay, so you went to the Long Beach one. Okay, that's cool.
Fuck that. I would never go to Long Beach. After all the
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg
That-
records I heard, I'm scared.
The LBC.
Oh, fuck you, man.
I'm not going to Long Beach.
I mean,
All right, back to your. I'm sorry, Randy. I'm sorry, James.
Hyde,
Cut you off.
are you on the second beer?
A second, dude. I'm on. Yep.
Yes,
What are you drinking?
Yep. Super set, bro.
Wait a minute.
I thought you
wait, I
just
thought that was your first.
yeah.
Of this show.
Ah,
I'll be right back.
Freddie, did you talk about your second beer, Freddie?
Nope.
All right, go for it.
I'm drinking from Four Hands Brewing in St. Louis, Missouri. They're
Nice.
Madagascar. It's bourbon barrel aged stout with vanilla beans. I know a few. I want to say maybe I know Hyatt's had it, but a few years ago, this was a pretty. I mean, it's good. I'm letting it warm up, and at first, let me start this way before I get to talk about the beer itself, or the hype. It's warming up. I get the vanilla. I get the bourbon. It's not huge bourbon. It's oaky. It's got the wood backing of it. You get that roasted malt. It's a good beer. Vanilla's coming now. Bourbon plays a good mixture. It's a little light in the body, however. But only reason I say it because a couple of years ago, maybe like let's say 2 years at the most, this beer was, I don't know what the distro is or like what the like how many bottles of this was available at the brewery. I think it was brewery only, but it was pretty damn sought after. And I was gonna kind of shit on this a little bit until it started warming up. And as it's warmed up, it's really starting to open up, like the flavors. And it might be one of those beers where, like you say, like, oh, I have a stout. It's bourbon barrel aged. It might be not like the heftiest of stouts as far as like the body goes, but as far as flavors, it's not like overly anything. Like you might get like a bourbon barrel aged, like a bourbon barrel aged stout that's like super like fresh bourbon barrels, like super hot, and like faint other like notes of whatever other adjuncts. This seems to be very well made. Like there's the vanilla is the warmer the beer gets, the more vanilla you're getting. The oak, that woodiness from the barrel, the bourbon isn't like just super in your face, punchy, like hot. You know what I mean? Like it's not a hot ass beer, and it's like 9.5% ABV too. And it's a good beer for overall. I mean, I know people were like really into it. So
did you say it's only 9.5% ABV?
Mm-hmm.
True. That's what we are. That's where we are now.
Yeah.
It's only 9.5% ABV.
But that's the thing. I don't know what it is. Like we review beer. We drink a lot of fucking beer as Craft Beer Nation and as just general lovers of beer. Mm-hmm. But every time I drink a stout, after like everything settles in, all these flavors and characters of the beer, I'm left with the body of the beer, and I'm always looking for. I'm like, dude, it has to be either medium plus or up. Like I think that adds so much to the beer. Like if the beer has a nice thickness, as far as stouts goes, and now you can see IPAs as well, because like an IPA with like that's another thing. Like a lot of the Northeast IPAs we were talking about earlier, they have a much better mouthfeel. I guess not. I want to say much better, but just that thicker mouthfeel to it.
Well, Freddie, it's not. It's not. But go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
It's not just stouts. It's an imperial stout. So you expect that body to be there because if that body,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, 100%.
The ABV, the fact that it's a stout. If that body's not there, you might as well be drinking a porter.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying. But I find that a lot. Like a lot of like the flavors are always on point, but then you're left with the body. You're like, this could be that much better. Like you feel like almost like the body will help the flavors kind of linger off more. You know what I mean? Like just left wanting that.
It's another dimension of the beer. Go ahead, James.
No, I was just gonna say I think I agree on certain aspects, but then on one I don't. So number one, when it comes to imperial stouts and stouts in general, I want that body. I want it to be honestly as close to nitro as possible because I want that creamy, thick mouthfeel. And I agree with the Northeastern style IPAs. Like I do want that body to it for sure. I definitely agree. But on the flip side, when it comes to like West Coast IPAs, I want it to be as thin as possible. I actually want it to be a Pilsner malt base with really light, no body to it. So I think it's just that style. But that's
I mean, the Northeast style, they're like just way creamier IPAs and they're to like.
But what I was also going to say though is that was it Jack's Abbey that you got me? Remember I was raving about that?
Yeah, the lager
didn't have the body. Did not have the body at all, but the flavor was so good that.
But that was a porter. That's a Baltic porter.
It's a Baltic porter, right? Yeah.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. I thought it was a stout. You're right. It is a porter.
See, but hey, James, that's what I like about Jack's Abbey. That Baltic porter was so delicious. You thought you were drinking a stout.
Yeah, no, and I remember the first question you asked me because I drank that on the Hangout, and the first question you asked me, Randy, was, "What do you think of the body?" And I was like, "There's no body to it, but I like the flavor." And shit, you're right. It was a porter, not a
it's a Baltic porter.
All right.
It was a Baltic porter. It was a lager essentially.
Yeah, it's a lager.
Actually, for sure. You know what? I have a brewery, DeGard, that's a Baltic porter that maybe next week I should drink and I should compare to Jack's Abbey.
Hyatt, let me ask you because I know he's had it because he's had everything because he's Hyatt and he's a legend. What do you think about this? You can't talk right now.
Oh, he's throwing up the middle finger.
He's muted. Shit. He doesn't know that he's
muted.
Use
your keyboard.
He's in trouble. He's drinking.
Hi, you mute. Hi, you got to unmute yourself, bro.
No, he's not into it.
No. There we go.
Oh, there we go. Hey,
I gotta talk.
Abnormal.
A little abnormal.
How'd you like it? M3 is it or B3? Whatever the fuck it's called.
Bro, you tell me.
I don't know, bro.
I ain't open yet.
But
he ain't open it yet.
That's what I got from the fridge when you guys were giving me shit.
I just asked for the name. That's all.
Shout out to the Bear Claw. The Bear Claw.
Whale slave.
Nah, man.
Come on. That's a whale slave, bro.
Look at that.
Oh, my bad. My bad, player. My bad. I digress.
That's the whale slave, right?
Yeah, but, fucking just cut me.
Come on, man.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, while Hyatt's pouring his beer, I'm gonna talk about my beer real quick. So obviously, I just came off of my first beer was Trillium, right? The double dry. Well, I don't think y'all saw that double dry hop A Street. Double dry hop A Street, and then I followed that with Battle Creek from Triple Crossing, and now this is Aslan's Master of Karate. This is the most recent batch of Master of Karate, and
I've heard good things about that.
I think Master of Karate is probably they don't have a flagship beer, but Master of Karate would be it if they did. So definitely hazy as per usual. Holds about a good finger of head, like nice, soft, tight, compact bubbles, like Freddie liked to say, like super, super tiny. Yeah. So it almost looks like a nitro head, to be honest with you. And so there's such a vast difference between this beer and Double Dry Hop A Street and Battle Creek. Like on this beer, I actually get like a lot of the biscuit characteristics from the malts that's used. So it's a really biscuity note that I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
But then the hop flavor, like I don't know, it works perfectly. That biscuit, and then like these tangerine, almost mango-y notes that play along with the biscuit. It's almost like having like a cobbler type effect. In my opinion, this last batch of Master of Karate was probably the best batch that Aslan's ever made. And it's not like they've had all kinds of variations between here. I think like you got to give them credit for that. They've been able to kind of maintain some consistency with their beer. That hasn't been all over the place like some breweries down in Richmond, but you know they've been consistent from batch to batch to batch. But I just feel like this shots fired.
That's hard.
Yeah. God damn. Tell how you feel.
I just
Whoa,
feel
bro.
like
Whoa, bro.
I feel like this particular batch is for Massive Karate at least is phenomenal. They killed it with this one. It's delicioso. That's for Freddie and for Matt's wife. Delicioso. All right, Matt. Abnormal. M3. What is it? M3, B3, 12-3?
Bro, I thought it was 3.
MP3.
I thought it was 3.
Word. That's what I thought.
M2. My bad.
BM.
So disappointed. I didn't even realize it was M2 until I opened it up.
Come on, man.
But still tons of chocolate.
2015?
No need to cry over spilled lactose.
Your favorite. Your favorite right now. I'll save you a sip if you want some.
I'm good.
So tons of chocolate, tons of cocoa. Not getting a whole lot of vanilla. I mean, I'll read the label for you. Imperial stout with cocoa nibs, lactose, espresso, vanilla beans, and coconut. I'm getting practically zero coconut.
Of course.
I'm a pull Randy or a Freddie.
You gotta do that, man. I love Cool J got famous.
Vanilla beans is like almost non-existent. It's pretty much just cocoa and espresso. I mean,
wait, what's non-existent? You said vanilla beans
and coconut.
Yeah.
You know, it's weird.
How old is that beer? Sorry, James.
That was M2. I thought it was gonna be M3, but
yeah.
Limited release, 9%.
M2 obviously came out before M3.
I don't see a date on there.
What do you want to say? Like a year, maybe a little over a year.
It's just black wax M2.
So good thing you opened it, because I mean I got
it in today. I thought it was gonna be M3. So
some of the flavors have fallen off already. So
dude, there's no coconut or vanilla bean whatsoever.
Vanilla bean is one of those flavors that's hard. Vanilla bean is hard. It's hard for me to pick up. It's always a super subtle flavor. And Freddie, you remember Richard was telling us that usually vanilla beans in particular is put in there to kind of round out flavors. It's not always meant to be like a.
So
like
looks It looks
It's
like
actually getting a little bit of coconut on the nose,
My fault.
but nothing on the front end, back end.
It looks like that
Nothing.
was released sometime in November 2015 and two. Like end of November. So,
Yeah, them flavors.
It's different.
Them flavors ain't gonna last.
Nah, they're gone. He gone.
You gone?
He gone.
Strangely for Abnormal, which is kind of local-ish. I've never actually had any of their stouts. I've only had their IPAs.
That's my
Stouts one day.
Is it? Aren't they the one that makes that? Randy, I think I sent you it. The Mexican stout, isn't that Abnormal? The King, whatever.
The Queen Canero, anyway, yeah,
That's
I had them.
right? That's good.
Yeah,
That's a damn good Mexican stout.
Like, do I need to go ahead and open that joint, or like?
You never had it?
Nah, I never had it. I still got it.
You better open that shit now before it drops off. That was good.
All right.
Damn, I thought you already drank it.
Nah.
If I just over Randy,
Hoarder.
I'll bring the rest of this in food and we cannot enjoy it.
No doubt. I'm all about it.
What I was asking you was, what did you think about Madagascar?
I've never had it. I mean, I've wanted to.
You never had it?
No. I don't get those rare beers like you.
Yeah.
Well,
Please pan to the bar in your house.
It's not happening.
Yeah, exactly.
hey Freddie, description-wise,
He built his daughter a little dollhouse out of like Bourbon County,
Get that.
topping
Get that
Goliath
out of
bottles and shit. Just
I gotta keep this work safe.
All right. Ben, are you on the second beer, or I'm probably not?
I'm still on the first. But I know that some of us were looking
now,
for. I mean, it's a whole bomber. I mean, what do you want? I just opened it.
Are you eating beets again?
Hey, pull your skirt down.
I wanted to let you guys know. I know some of us were looking for the Extreme Beer Fest tickets, which are now extinct.
Yep.
Not mine.
You can go to ottercreek.com and enter our contest to win tickets.
Hey. So you heard it,
shameless
folks.
Plug. No.
If you even go to ottercreek.com, there's a contest to win Extreme Beer Fest tickets for 2016 up in Boston, Massachusetts, February 3rd and 4th.
Well, I know some of us were looking for them. Thought I'd let you know.
I would nowhere else I'd rather be in the middle of winter in the Northwest.
Right?
Northwest.
Northeast, you mean?
Shout out.
But it's cool.
Yeah, same thing.
Yeah.
Quite different, but it's all good. It's all good.
You made it clear that geography is not one of your strong suits earlier.
All right, so we're gonna go ahead and wrap this, and we're gonna head to the after party. Like I said, our 3 viewers, if you want to get in on the after party, will be completely off air, and that's when the shenanigans really begin. Well, our 2 viewers now, if you want to get in on the after party, the shenanigans really begin, and there's no filter. There's no filter. Freddie will take his shirt off and flex for us, and
yeah,
Matt too. Matt's gonna actually in the after party he gets his beard and he braids it. He just braids it into like one
Albano.
Just a little bit. You can see my armpit, no nipple.
That's nice. I like that one.
There you go.
He censored his nipple. So anyway, if you want to get into the after party, just tweet us at Craft B Nation. We can send you a link to join us again at Craft B Nation to join us in the after party. Yep. And until the next Friday night hangout, ladies and gentlemen, cheers.
You filthy animals.
Cheers, friends.